Hello everyone, welcome to the 2019 Junior and Senior Grand Prix Final here in Torino. I'm your host for the Junior Grand Prix Final, Ted Barton, and I'm thrilled to introduce to you the Senior Grand Prix host, Chris Howarth, formerly of Eurosport.
Oh yeah, I am indeed. Yes, great to be here, Ted.
Well, we're thrilled to have you on board covering the senior. You've been doing broadcasting for 30 years now, right?
Something like that, yeah. It's been a long time. Great fun, though. Privileged to be here.
It's terrific, and we're going to have a very exciting event here. Now, Chris, I wanted to ask you what your impressions are about the gap between the juniors and seniors has been closing over the past few years. It's amazing.
It is. It's quite incredible, Ted. It's if you think not too long ago, you'd get the juniors coming out and they get into the senior ranks, and they'd be like a fish out of water, but that's certainly not the situation now. When you look at the three Russians that have come up from the junior ranks last year, it's fascinating to see that between the three of them, they've won all 6 of the Grand Prix events. It's staggering. So really, there's no gap at all.
Not at all. And also for the senior athletes that have been around for a couple seasons, they're looking behind them and going, oh my gosh, look what's coming up. What do I have to do? And of course, we've seen even them starting to deliver quads and triple axles.
Absolutely. I mean, it must be terrifying, mustn't it, if you've been there for a few years and you think, right, I'm hooked in, I know where I'm going, and then you've got all these youngsters coming up behind you. It's a completely different ballgame now.
Yeah, and you know, one of the great things is that the coverage worldwide has been expanding through the ISU initiative of live streaming. Now, you're a TV guy, and you've been covering the sport on Eurosport for many years. A lot of live streaming. How do you see the world of skating changing through streaming?
Well, it's changed dramatically, I think. There's certainly not the same amount of TV coverage that there was. I mean, Eurosport now doesn't have the rights, and certainly for the next 4 years it doesn't look as though they'll be showing any figure skating, so that's the bad news. But the good news is that through the streaming there's more access than ever, and you can see the live figure skating, so it's open to everybody. So I think in some ways it's a lot better.
Yeah, the ISU has done such a great job in introducing the ISU Senior Grand Prix Series this past season. A lot of positive comments on that. We've been covering the Junior Grand Prix for 6 seasons, and the audience has grown worldwide. What I like about this is not just the popular skating countries, Russia and the United States and Canada, but new countries like Chile and Brazil and the Sudan, all over the world have access to the sport, and we've seen growing audiences worldwide. So we look forward to expanding that even further, and we're thrilled to have you on board with that. Let's talk a little bit about the new format for the exhibition at the World Championships with the ISU Awards. That's kind of an exciting project.
I think it's a great idea, to be honest, because it brings the audience into the event. They don't have to sit at home, you know, with their feet up, their slippers on, drinking a cup of tea, watching the event. They can actually get involved and vote for their favorite stars and stars of the past as well. So it's a great initiative. It'll be super to see how it goes.
Yeah, I want to make sure everybody also understands that the exhibition is the main priority here. There'll be a lot of skating by the top skaters of the World Championships, and some of the awards will be presented throughout that evening as well, or that afternoon, and a great show. Looking forward to it. I just hope everybody gives us a chance, because we can't actually move forward without trying new things.
That's it. I mean, it's a great initiative, I think, and I can't see it going wrong. For everybody at home, if you think of all these shows like Pop Idol and all this sort of stuff, where the fans are getting involved and able to participate, and it's all about viewers' choice. You know, that seems to be the way forward. So it's a great idea, I think.
Yeah, and one of the things, there's been so many great skaters and contributors to the sport of skating throughout the decades. Now we get a chance to give them some recognition. So that mixed in with the beautiful skating of the World Championships and the exhibition should be a great show. Let's give it a chance and take a look at what we feel. We're looking forward to your commentary in the Senior Grand Prix.
I can't wait.
It's going to be an amazing event here.
Think of those boys.
Chris,
the men's event's going to be fantastic.
Absolutely. Chris, welcome to the team.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward to hearing you throughout this next 3 days.
Great, thanks,
Next
Ted.
up, Luca Lanotte will be joining me. Now here with Luca Lanotte, of course, 2014 European and World Ice Dance Champion with Anna Capellini. Thrilled to have you involved in the team. Want to know your thoughts, though, on how the sport of ice dancing has changed since your retirement.
Well, hello, everybody. It's very nice to be here. I'm very happy. Thank you, Ted. And, how did it change? I have the feeling like ice dance nowadays is much more detailed choreography. And I like the fact that the elements are way more hidden into the choreography compared to even just a couple of years ago. And I love that, and I know that that is what basically ISU wants, and it's much nicer to watch competition, like not expecting something to come. And I see, you know, seniors, but also junior ice dancer, they really pushing this direction, and I really, really love it. I enjoy watching junior competitions.
Well, you were just mentioning to me just a couple minutes ago about how impressed you are with the juniors.
Yes, they're really pushing this discipline forward, and the elements that they try, you know, to execute are extremely impressive. They know that they have to go 150%.
You were talking a little bit about the transitions, that the fact that the technical elements no longer are sort of separated. They're all woven in. Do you think that's more difficult, much more difficult?
Yeah, definitely. You have to really like commit to the choreography in order to not show that an element is coming. Like a lift. I mean, now lifts are very acrobatic, and you really need a lot of control, a lot of technique. So to have the whole package, I mean, I know, I know it's difficult.
Yeah. Now look, the ISU has a new initiative called Up Again, which really is about athletes getting through their challenges, whether physical or just growing up in a difficult sport. What are some of the challenges that you and Anna faced and you recovered from and got up again, continued?
Well, yeah, there are a lot of competition that didn't go as expected, and well, you just have to accept it. We were not ready. The work that we have done, like face the reality, take it for what it is, and we have done it many times, many competitions. You just have to, and many times people maybe thought, okay, that's the end, that's done. They don't have any more bullets. You know what I mean? But you take it, you bring it home, you sit, you take a big, deep breath, and you just go stronger than before. You know, work at home is the basic, and that's what you do. You have just to take it for what it is. Take reality for what it is. If you want to be a champion, you can be a champion. Being a champion doesn't mean never fail, but just get up again. That's what a champion does.
It's remarkable, the human spirit, really. I mean, faced with adversity, whether it's an injury or an illness, or just overcoming your self-doubt, what people have inside of them, the strength that everyone has inside of them. And this initiative will start to demonstrate what athletes have gone through, not only in their sport, but also in life. And I think that this initiative will include fans in the future. So stay tuned for that. Follow that Up Again initiative. Lots of videos coming up soon about the stories of athletes and what they go through. So make sure that you follow that. In the transition of life, you've moved from the competitive world into the civilian world. How's that been for you, and what are you doing now?
Well, I'm a father, and
That's a big job.
That's a big job. That's the biggest of the job. No, I'm happy to be a father. So I have a family, and I'm involved into activities for our federation, the Italian Federation. I'm involved also in our sport group. I'm a policeman. Yes, and the police as a group of athletes sponsored by the police, and I'm also involved in that kind of department, in their activities. So like Marco and Charlene, for example, or Matteo Rizzo are part of our sport group, and then I stay involved into shows with Anna, that's for sure, and because we feel like, even not in a competitive life, but we have so much to give, and we want to, even on that side, entertainment side, we want to push this sport forward and try to, theater coming in and acting and this kind of stuff.
Well, I asked you a little earlier whether you miss competing, and you said?
I miss competition.
But Anna, no.
Anna didn't enjoy competition as much as I did, but yeah, I was watching yesterday the ice dance, senior ice dance, that basically are the same compared to 2 years ago, that were, with me in Milano, for example. And I was like, oh wow, that's nice. I would love to feel again that feeling, to be on the ice in practice and feel like you want to be the best. And I love that. I love that. He's the best.
Well, and speaking to Anna yesterday, I asked her about what's it like being on the other side of the fence as a volunteer in this organization. She said, I had no idea how difficult, how much organization goes into these competitions by so many people to make it work, because as an athlete, you really don't see that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Me too. Yesterday, watching the practice of the senior, I was looking around and I was like, wow, that's much bigger than what I ever imagined or realized, because my word before was 30 meters per 60 meters. You know what I mean? That was my word. Around, I was not caring, but because it was not my job, I was focused on my job. But wow, there are so many people involved in all these, and they work hard for us, basically, you know, to give value to what we do on the ice. And we have to thank them, really, because without them, we would not be what we are also.
No, for sure. Well, we thank all the volunteers in Torino here and the ISU for their new initiatives coming up. Make sure you follow the ISU.org website, because lots of videos and stories that will be coming up throughout the season, not just on figure skating, but also on short track and long track speed skating as well. Well, that concludes our first day morning show here. Some great skating coming up in both the Junior and Senior Grand Prix final. I'm Ted Barton. Chris Howarth will be hosting the Senior Grand Prix. Stay with us. Coming up shortly, the Grand Prix of Junior and Senior.